to the Truth Be Told podcast. I'm your host, Pat.
I'm your host, Fred.
And today we're going to cover the 40-hour work week.
Yeah, 40 hours.
So when I say 40-hour work week, in my head, I'm thinking, what do you consider as a fair wage? Like, how much money do you think you're worth, and how much do you think you should get an hour? I know a lot of have jobs and be like, this job not paying enough. I need a better paying job. So what do you consider a better paying job? Now, we don't have to get so deep in the beginning of it, of talking about high salary job like doctors and lawyers. We just saying, for the average American, what do you feel would be a fair wage for even the work you're doing now? Since some people might feel like they not getting a fair wage, and that's where you have different jobs, create unions and stuff. So if you can control your own 40-hour work week, what would you consider as a fair wage? And if you have a job that you like now, what are you lacking? What are you lacking? How much is you lacking? For example, I'm in the range of $17 an hour. And I feel like maybe, hey, at least 20 would be a good starting wage for me. So that means I'm lacking $3. So what can I do to recover that $3 that I'm losing? So from what I said, Fred, how do you feel about that?
All right. First of all, let me get on the top. I'm gonna get part of that $3. I'm gonna cover that part too.
Okay.
But you gotta think. Remember, it's never about what you make. It's about what you do with what you have. Now, it don't make a difference if you're making $40 an hour. If your expenses exceed the amount you're making, you might well make $5 an hour. Mm-hmm. So it's not about the amount you're making. It's about what you're doing with what you have. So if it says you're making $17 an hour, what you want to do is make sure your expenses don't exceed that limit. So therefore, your expenses should be where it ties in line where it's like $14, $15 an hour. Even though you're making 17, your expenses to be like, I'm making $14, $15 an hour, and this $14, $15 an hour should actually sustain me by paying all my bills. But if you take the whole 17 and it's paying all your bills, and then when you get to 20, it's still paying all your bills, man, you accomplish nothing. So when it comes down to taking them out, the money, looking at what you have, make sure that your expenses does not exceed your income. So what's coming in can't be matching what's going out. So it has to go where one is up, one is down. Now you come to the part where you say, I'm making 17, how can I make 20? So you got to look at this though. If you really want to make more money, you got to look into the organization. Look into what the organization have. So if I don't know what job you're working in, I don't know what organization you have, I don't know what benefits they offer. But check the benefits. Because I can say that if I was a part right now, and let's say I was making $17 an hour, technically I'm making 20. Now this is not just where it says I'm thinking because of what the organization offers, and I'm taking advantage of what they offer. Now it costs because you got to spend. When you spend more, you spend, the more you make. So, like I said, if I were to look back, if I were making 17 and I look at all the benefits I get from the organization I work, I'm probably making 25. Not 20, from 17 to 25, only on the benefits. So like I said, I can't just talk about the benefits of your organization. You have to look into those benefits. Those benefits can be a whole lot of things. It could be purchasing stock or something. It may give you benefits from that. It could be overtime earnings. You may spend a couple hours here, a couple hours there. I mean, whatever that benefits, that extra pay, that's what you want to do. So if it says that I may need to work 1 hour, 2 hours over, then therefore when I'm going to average that up, and then I'm going to find out that $17 an hour now come to $18, $19 an hour. And then when you take the benefits that you have it could come on up to 20.
Right.
So, but you want to make sure, look at the benefits, because companies offer benefits. Because what happening is, remember, companies not ran on company money, it's ran on your money.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's offering you benefits for you to invest your money into the company you're working for. So I mean, it's a whole lot of things that you can do. But first, you got to check out the organization, and then again, check your residual income.
Mm-hmm.
Find out whatever you are making. So if you're making extra money without actually working,
Mm-hmm.
that can be added to your hourly wage. So I mean, it's a whole lot of things you can do to actually improve the amount of money you're making. But first, it takes you to research that information, research your organization, look outside of the organization to gain money.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got to go in and join Ameritrade where you do your own stock or your own stock exchange, join Ameritrade. Do the stock. Every time stock goes up, you go. Every time stock goes down, of course, you lose a couple dollars. But remember, on average, if you choose a stock that's basically low risk, that means you won't lose as much money. And you may not lose any money. But I'm going to say you got to look at everything around you to find out. If I can sit around and somebody has a business and I said, you know what? Boom, let me invest in your business. All I want is a few dollars for each month. So let's say if I invest 1,000, all I can say is you don't have to pay me all that part. Just pay me so much money a month. Give me $30 a month. So I can add that $30 and divide it up into my 8 hours for the whole month.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can find out what extra money that I just got in. So I can add it to my 17 and see if I'm reaching that 20.
Yeah.
But we definitely, yeah.
That's a good way to build up, like say, your multiple source of income, your residual income. A 40-hour work week don't just consist of you going to work and working at this one job. Like I say, you gotta look at the benefits and what all you could accomplish. You working 40 hours. So what just because you at this job for out of 8, 10 or 12 hours a day, you still can control your 40-hour work week. So it's not no cap on how much money you decide to make. But how I like to look at it, the job I'm currently at, the base pay coming in was 15. Okay. So I came in, I was able to pay my bills, whatever I was doing prior to, I got this job and I was able to pay my bills and have some money left over. So the way I look at it, as long as I'm able to pay my bills and I didn't create more bills, okay, so I know this job have that covered. So anything I do added on top of that 15, my pay good, but like you said earlier, it don't matter how much you make, it's what you do with it. So I look at anything above 15, I plan on saving it or investing in whatever the case may be. So now that I'm above 15, that's not money to look at. Oh, I got extra money to spend.
Right.
I still look at the same. What was my base pay, and how did I come in the door, and then what bills did I cover, and from there, I'm trying to create multiple sources of income, residual income. Like I say, whether I'm using the benefits on the job or like I said, might have a good insurance plan. I know my second job, and even both jobs do it. Now that I think about it, they cover school. So I might want to go to school for something that could create more income. I don't have to pay for it. So that helped me. I don't have to pay this $1,500 or $3,500 for this tuition in school. I have a job that can cover it.
All right.
So once you add more income, don't create more bills and don't spend more money. It's like you say, and then if you let the job decide of when to give you the raise or give you more money, you gonna have cost of living going on. It can be balanced right there with your paycheck. So, like you say, it might sound better, but you spending the same money, if not more, on your needs and grocery, gas, and stuff. So when you want to increase your pay, you have to add multiple sources of income streams and don't touch them. Let each income stream have a purpose. I know you mentioned that on your finance video about credit card. If you have a credit card, let each credit card you're gonna get it gonna have serve a purpose.
Right.
I feel like each income stream should serve a purpose. If I add for example, I might add another income screen on where it's that I mount TV. It's that I only mount one TV a week. It says $150. So I feel like, okay, that $150 not gonna get added into my base income. Like I said, this is not where I say, hey, I got an extra $150. I'm gonna let that money work for itself. Either let it generate or let it work for itself.
Right. And also, when you're in a job, the key is make sure you network, because that's another way can actually improve your pay. Because remember one thing, closed mouths don't get fed. So if you're not networking and talking to people, they're not going to be able to answer you. They're not going to be able to help you. Maybe some of you talking to somebody and somebody say, you know what, we got a job position at this job. It pays a little bit more. And you say, you know what? Let me see. I may have to try that. I mean, you apply for that job and you can actually move up and get your $20 an hour. But I mean, it's more than one way to get what you want. But you got to make sure that you are looking at every avenue. But it said nothing beats networking. Talk to somebody about something. And again, if you want an answer, somebody's got to hear your question. And if nobody hears your question, you won't get an answer.
So that's the key. Network and grow.
You gotta network. You have to network. Even though you may not think you're networking, if you're talking to people about something, that's networking. Because eventually somebody's gonna say, you know what? This is a good guy. He comes, he talks to me on a regular basis. So you know what? I'm gonna try to help him out. Because if I can help him out, I'm gonna help him out. Not everybody is trying to bring a person down. There's a lot of people trying to bring a person up. But first of all, they gotta know the person. You know, they may not even know your name, but if they know you, they know your values, and they believe that you're a good person, somebody's gonna help you, and they can improve your income quickly.
And don't overwhelm yourself when you chasing your 40-hour work week. Like I say, you have a job they might offer a better position. If you like it, you enjoy it, and you want that gain that extra pay, do it. And don't forget now, you can always promote yourself and demote yourself. Now, sometimes some people have to step down and say, hey, this is a little too much for me. Let me step down out of position and get to a more comfortable position. So when you expand yourself in a job, networking, using benefits, with this within one job, it's so much stuff that you can do before you. Okay, so I maxed out this source of income. Okay, so let me move on to another source of income. Do I need to get a second job, or do I need to get me a side hustle, or do I need to invest? So the whole purpose is to gain as much as you can in your 40-hour work week. Now, if you surpass your 40-hour work week, then that'll be a decision on you. Like say, how much time do you plan on putting towards work, and how much time you plan on putting towards life? That's something you have to ask yourself.
And remember, not all money is good money.
Right.
Now, if you get a job and therefore that job is actually hindering your passion and your drive for life, it's probably you need to step back from it. Because what you want to do is you want a job where it's not interfering, because therefore time is important. We don't get time back. So if you say, you know what, I'm gonna work 40 hours here, then I'm gonna go and work at another job. If you work all your life and accomplish only money, you ain't accomplished anything.
Right.
Because remember, dead man plant no seeds. Dead man don't sow no seed either. So therefore, if you're not reaping and sowing, you ain't gaining anything. So if you sit around there and you working and you say, you know what, I'm planting this seed, but yet you'll never ever reap, because if you sit around there paying the bills, and more money you make, the more bills you make. So therefore, you really is not going to actually reap the benefits. So certain things, like I said, not all money is good money. If something is going to take me mentally out of my zone where I can't enjoy my family, enjoy my life, that means I need to step away from it, because it ain't all about money.
Right.
It's about growing within. Make sure you're benefiting. Like if you're going on a 40-hour work week, make that money work for you. Don't go always and say, you know what, getting a second job is important. I get a second job, I get more income. But remember, the more money you make, the more money you spend. It's just life.
Mm-hmm.
So very few people can actually, have those restraints and say, you know what, I'm making more money, but I'm going to spend less money.
Mm-hmm.
See, most people don't do that. Every time you get a problem or so-called problem, we want to rush out and spend all our money to get it. Remember, this is a time game. Don't go out and try to say, you know what, I'm going to be debt free. I'm trying to get debt free. Remember, you'll never, ever be debt free in this life.
Mm-hmm.
You will always owe somebody something. Because if you go every month from 30 days line, you owe them people the light bill, the gas bill, the water bill, the phone bill. You're going to owe somebody. And you definitely going to owe your taxes at the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So we said run to spend all. Don't spend it all. Save and make that money work for you, even though you still in debt.
So, first of all, if y'all did hear the drumming in the background, I apologize for that. This is a studio with multiple people, and also this will be our last week that we'll be in this studio. Be moving to another location, so I want to apologize for that. But I really need y'all input on you all. I want to know how your 40-hour work week consists as. I don't want to just talk about a 40-hour work week and we just talk about hours. I want to see how your 40-hour work week goes. For I want to know, can I add or can I improve to mine? Hearing from what you do. What are your sources of income? One of my sources of income, I work for a company that sell wholesale. So it's a wholesale company. Okay, my second income, I work for a company that handle packages. So one on is 8 hour a day, and others are 4 hours a day. So taking this 12 hours, I'm taking out my day to add to my source of income. I just thought about it too. So what is the reason? Like I heard you mention it. What is the reason I'm adding to my income? So I'm adding to mine as of right now to get caught up. Of course, I'm not gonna work 12 hours the rest of my life, but I'm doing it to get caught up, and I want to have money where I can live comfortably. Now, it's not no get rich quick. It just I want to obtain enough money for I can be able to live comfortably, for I can be able to invest in my personal life. So I'm really. I have a lot of stuff that can really generate good income. I have a lot of business ideas. I have two businesses. I don't invest. I don't have any money invested into it right now, but they there if I need them. And I don't want to add so much of my 40-hour work week to somebody else's organization when I can invest into my own and actually, like I say, enjoy a family and live a good life. Like I said, I'm not trying to live in no big old mansion. I just want to have a nice place to live comfortably. Comfortably. I don't want to have a lot of overhead. Well, I gotta repair this. I gotta repair that. So that's my version of being financially stable or rich or wealthy, however you want to put it. I'm not looking to be no Bill Gates and have every dollar on the planet. I just want to be comfortable and be able to enjoy my family where they can be able to enjoy themselves. So I think the key is, like we mentioned on generational wealth. If I can get ahead, then my family can get ahead. Maybe me getting ahead can help my child. He might see my work and say, "Oh, this is what Dad did. So this is what I want to do. For I don't have to work so hard. For I can live a good life." Or you might by you creating your 40-hour work week, you might make or break your family. So like some people like so I want to cover that. Some people like, hey, I'm gonna go work all these jobs, and now your family don't have no time with me, and the stuff you try to gain, you end up losing.
Time is important. Like I said, it's your time. Don't let money take away from your time. Time on this earth is short.
Right.
When it's gone, like I said, you can't get it back. So if you working all the time, searching for the almighty dollar, and all of a sudden you lose everything, your family, your house, your car, what's the use of gaining all this thing making all this money and losing everything in life. So like I said, not all money is good money. Not having a large amount may not be the best thing. Because some people can't handle it. When you get a lot of money, some people can't handle a lot of money. One way to handle when you have a lot of money is make sure that you always saying to yourself, I don't have any money.
Right.
Because if you say you don't have any money, you won't be so quick to actually spend that money. You'll be more apt to see what I can do to help that money generate me more money. Like I said, I don't sit around there when it comes down to buying things. I don't buy nothing. I don't buy nothing. But I said one thing. I said this a long time ago. I said, you know what? I'll never be broke another day in my life. And that's just how it is. Because I may look at my wallet, you may not see $1. But I bet you one thing, and I promise you this, I have way more than $1. And I definitely always going to have it. I don't let nobody know what I have. So I'm not going to sit around and be like, oh, man, I got this. I'm finna go buy that. No. And remember, every day you have to make sure you reevaluate yourself. Go back, review what you've done, and ask yourself, what could I have done better? Should I have done it? Even though you've already did it, you said, should I did it? So the next time it comes up,
right,
you won't do it again. Because I remember a couple of times, I went around and I bought me cars cash. So I ain't talking about like you say, oh, I bought this $2,000. No, I'm talking about like $15,000, $16,000, $17,000. So I'm like, what could I do different? Now, shoot, you couldn't get me to buy a car for $17,000. Because that's $17,000 I lost.
Right.
So you know how long it would take me time? Remember I said time is important? You don't know how long it'll take me to gain that $17,000 back? It's a lot of time. A lot of time, some years. And I'm not going to waste too much time doing stuff that I shouldn't have done the first time. Remember, first mistake, cool. Don't make the first mistake your every mistake.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this 40-hour work week. Like I say, don't forget to comment and tell me how your 40-hour work week look, and can you increase it? Can you just say like this? Can you promote yourself? Can you demote yourself in your 40-hour work week? That's the question I have for you all.
Yeah, and definitely when you're doing that, try to reduce your monthly bills. If you reduce your monthly bill, that means that $17 you're making now is worth $20.
Right.
Why? Because you're not paying so much out. So if you're not paying so much out, that means you got more coming in that you can hold on to. So definitely.
And so in a sense, they can control the inflation of their money.
They can.
So remember them keys. The keys is once you, whether you going from the job you have now, or you start from the beginning. Once you get your source of income, or you join a company, see what you have within that company to gain,
right.
And once you get yourself established, like I said, come and get back out your what it is we used to use, man. Start back, get your checkbook and balance your
bank
account. Start break it and stop depending on other people to do stuff for you, right. Technology and stuff. Get out a pen and paper and a notepad. These are my expenses. These are my expenses. This is my income. Balance that stuff out yourself and see, okay, well, man, I'm spending this much money on this. I can bring this down. Because it's certain stuff that you're going to have. And also, too, by you doing that, you can kind of catch if somebody is beating you. Because y'all don't pay attention. Like, sometimes the power company do overcharge you. I don't know if you ever realize it. So it's up to you to know what they charging per kilowatt and go look at your meter when it's time to pay and understand these things, because some stuff gonna be the same each month. You're gonna have your power bill, your water bill, you have gas, you're gonna have your gas. What else you need for the live? Now we ain't talking about the K models. There's some stuff that you chose to add on. So you need water, electricity. You need electricity, and you house run out of gas, you need gas.
Yeah.
So now they're just the basics. There's a lot more stuff I can add on. You own a house, you got insurance, and so you got your cars, you got your car note, your insurance. So you got to break down what do you need to live, and now that you're working, what do you need to be able to get to work and continue to gain income. So you need a car, you need gas in your car, you need to eat food every day. So all those expenses you have to write down and control. Every day might not be good for me to, hey man, I'm gonna wake up, man. I got this routine. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go to Waffle House in the morning.
Right.
Eat your good breakfast. Lunchtime come, man, I'm hungry, man. I'm finna order me some Uber Eats or I'm finna order this. So dinner time come, man. I don't feel like cooking. I'm finna go get me some Applebee's. So you didn't spend your whole 40 hour work week. You didn't spend your whole 8 hour day on food, on expenses on food.
Happens all the time.
You have to break that down, and that's another reason why a lot of people in debt. Now I'm saying this because I'm learning. I'm talking about myself. So I can't be like, oh, I want to make, for example, at $17 an hour, a little above 17. I'm averaging 118. So I'm just saying $120 a day. So if I get up every day and I spend 100, I'm only making $20 a day. So that $17 an hour, you're not really making that $17 an hour. So you control your spending.
Right.
Control your spending.
And that's one thing. Remember, when you talk about controlling your expenses or your spending, control your fees. For example, reduce all late fees. Because if I'm making $20 an hour and I'm paying late fees on stuff I shouldn't have to pay late fee for, my $20 ain't worth $20 no more. So now my $20 reduced. Even though you're making it, the amount that you're paying out becomes greater than what you're coming in. So now my $20 is probably worth $15 an hour because I'm paying too many late fees. So when you gotta look at things that you have, look at your expenses, see what you can reduce. If you say, you know what, I started off, I bought me a car, and the car I've got full coverage on it. Therefore, after 10 years, it's time to start to reduce that. Instead of saying I'm getting full coverage, I'm getting liability. Why? Because it's 10 years old. So as it gets older, you got to keep on changing, because if you just let it stay the same, you're losing your money. And therefore, that's the money that's out your 40 hours that you're losing, reducing the total amount that you're making. Because remember, you're supposed to be gaining money instead of losing money. So remember, look back at all those bills, no matter what it is, look at the bills. See if you need to reduce on something. Change something, but do not sit there and keep everything the same and expect for you to keep gaining.
Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this session of my 40-hour work week. I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Because subscribing to the channel, that's one way of supporting us.
Right.
Commenting, that's another way to letting us know, hey, you there, you watching, and you giving us your concerns, your input, and sharing it, man. You gotta share it. Like I say, share it with your friends, your family. Like you say, and these type of things, you never know, it might help the next person. Once this video, for example, somebody might say, hey man, I never looked at it like that, man. I enjoy that 40-hour work week video. Hey, I'm gonna try to integrate that into my personal life.
Right. So subscribing helps us.
Right.
But watching a video helps you. And if you don't watch the video, and you don't watch the videos, I know most things you get caught up in and say, you know what's important to me at that point in time. And then we start searching for those videos. But remember, to keep up with the things that's going on in this world, you got to keep your mind fresh. In order to keep your mind fresh, you got to continuously watch content, learn from those contents, so that as you grow in life, your knowledge grows. And as your knowledge grows, you will definitely grow stronger.
And don't forget, guys, this is a podcast. I'm not forcing you to sit down and watch this video the whole way through. Put in your ear. You might be at work. You got your 40-hour work week going on right now. You able to. You got your AirPod. Put your phone, put it on the video, put your phone in your pocket, and just listen. All we doing is talking. We don't have much going on. We got a nice background, but man, you can just put us in your pocket and just go along your day and just listen, man. So don't forget, like I said, this is a podcast. Also, as you follow the channel, you can see in our playlist, we have all the podcasts all on the playlist. So if you want to go back to see a later podcast, you can find it all that under the playlist called Truth Be Told Podcast. So go ahead and follow those steps for y'all to be on board, and then get adjusted and adapt and add this into your personal life. So
definitely,
it'd be like clockwork, man. This podcast is a part of your 40-hour work week, man. Cause we give you a lot of information. We dropping a lot of gems on you all. So it's up to you to pick what you need out of it. Now we're not saying every word we speak is for you, but I'm pretty sure out of each topic, it's something that you can use if you listen to it all the way through.
Definitely something in everything. Remember, there's truth in everything, and there's wisdom in everything. And your job is to find that wisdom within yourself that fits your life. And every day, I always reflect again. Reflect on what you've done. Reflect on what you're doing. The more you reflect, the more you know. But you can't reflect it. Remember, reflect is looking back. So therefore, I'm going to look back at the videos and I'm going to see what I talked about. What can I improve? What can I change? Because it's not like it's just you changing. I'm changing. We're changing. So therefore, things that I would normally do, I've changed. I've grown. I've learned. So therefore, I did research. I'm working hard to make sure that my life is becoming easier and easier. And the only way I can be easier, look back at my videos. Look at these videos. Truth be told.
And that work, like I said, I used to be a person that I have knowledge and information. I ain't finna speak on it. I said that I'm gonna keep it to myself. You know, nobody don't need to know this. I'm gonna apply it to my own life. But over the years, I've seen how just the smallest conversation and the smallest version of me networking made a big improvement on the next person.
Right. You gotta talk. You
gotta do. I seen a guy at work the other day came in. Hey man, Pat, man, good to see you. Man, I'm so glad you told me that, man. Man, he changed my life. He showed me a picture. He had a whole bunch of money. What did I tell you to get that much money? I need to tell myself that. You know what I'm saying? So you don't realize how this right here, what we're doing, it making a big impact not only on us, on you all.
Yeah, so, definitely.
If you want to do something like this, or you want to, like I say, you want to come in and add on to the topic, you can be helping more than yourself. You can be helping the next person. It could just be one little mustard seed that can be able to you plant, and then it can just grow into this just amazing product that you just actually just plant the seed. So
and then also if you're going through something and you say, you know what, I need a different perspective on what it is, put it in the comments below. And trust me, we're going to research it, and we're going to definitely talk about it. That maybe it can help you weather the storm that you're in. And that's the key. What we're doing here is not for ourselves, but it's benefiting you. And therefore, you know what? And the backlash is helping us too. But we're doing this to help you.
And there's no limits on topics. Like I say, if you follow the channel, you'll see these things. You go into our descriptions of the video, go to our channel, you'll see all those topics that we cover. Like I say, eventually at some point we're gonna cover depression. Like I said, I know a lot of people might be going through that and then expect nobody to speak on it. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff that we're gonna cover eventually once we get to that point, and you can gain from it. If you can gain from it, that's the point. We want to play this. We want to put the information out there. Whether you watch it now, you watch it later, we want the information to be out there so we know we'll be able to help somebody. So just always stay tuned. Like I said, we're not forcing you to like, comment, and subscribe for no reason. We doing this for you all can be able to keep up. It might be that one day you might not be feeling well, like, man, I ain't been, and then just so happen we post that video, and then that video was for you.
Yeah, definitely.
But I thank y'all for watching. As always, you already know, if you sit here and listen to what we say, the purpose of this podcast is truth be told. So we're gonna tell some kind of truth, and not only when we find this truth, as we grow, you all grow.
Definitely. Remember, keep working, people. Keep working, and we're going to keep working for you. All right?
So enjoy the rest of y'all day. Thank you for watching.
Definitely.
I'm talking investment. Making wealth with the cryptocurrency. Nothing to lose like a Marlon Lawrence. Airbnb, just a little insurance. I'm popping the flexing. Remember when I had the band of grill? I hated a blessing. Like